Hornets Minute, Connor. This is why we do this. This is why we get out of bed in the morning. It's for the Charlotte Hornets. We're doing the same song and dance again, aren't we? We're doing the over. We already said it on the podcast. I love over 27.5 wins. I truly believe, genuinely, in my heart of hearts, for the first time, honestly, as a Hornets fan ever, that the culture actually has changed in this organization.
I agree. You're telling me to hit this over, the Hornets have to go 28-54? Come on. You look at last year's standings, that would have been 12th in the East. They would have been 12th in the East at 28-54. They can be top 12 in the East and hit this win total. Come on.
I agree, because then you look at last season, they won 19 games, awful. Last season, you just don't even think about. It's just out of mind, out of sight.
Well,
Who cares?
Real quick before we put a bow on last season, they used 36 different starting lineups last season. 36. Can their best players stay healthy? LaMelo Ball has played more than 60 games one time in 5 seasons. Brandon Miller played 27 games last year due to his wrist injury. And the trio of LaMelo, Brandon Miller, Miles Bridges, they only started 7 games together last year. 7 out of 82. So look, they're automatically going to be better if guys just stay on the court. And that's without talking about the culture change.
I just think bringing in catch and shoot guys like Con Knipple, that helps out so much, because I don't want to throw it to Miles Bridges in the corner and have him take a spot up 3. I'm good. I don't want to throw it to Brandon Miller in the corner. Those guys are best when they have the ball in their hands, or Miles Bridges coming off back cuts and going up for alley-oop dunks and stuff like that. The threat of Con Knipple is going to open things up so much more for LaMelo. The front court I have some concerns about, but guess what? At least these guys are going to be durable compared to the front court of Mark Williams, Nick Richards, and company. Like, at least Mason Plumlee, Kalkbrenner, and Diabate, they're going to be healthy throughout the season, and they're going to play a lot of minutes. And I also don't have to worry if they're going to play hard or not. You had to worry about that with previous front court guys on this Hornets organization.
Yeah.
I think everything's aligning up. I think this is a play-in team.
I think so, too. I think bare minimum they're a playing team. I wouldn't be
Top 6 would be. Top 6, I'd be shocked.
I meant, like, potentially like get in the playoffs from the play-in. I think they'll be 7 to 10. I do think they will be in the play-in. Now, can they win a game or two in the play-in to get in the playoffs, I think is the real question. The odds say no. They're plus 640 to make the playoffs.
I like them. What's the play-in? Do you have the play-in odds?
I think it was like 4-1 when I looked last.
Yeah, that's more my alley right there. 4-1 for the play-in.
To make the Eastern play-in, plus 410.
Yeah, I love that. That'll be taken the second we get off this podcast.
So let's talk about the Hornets here for a second. So you look at their depth. Wouldn't you rather have Trey Mann and Colin Sexton instead of who was getting those minutes last year when Trey Mann was hurt? Nick Smith, KJ Simpson. Like, I'm sorry, they're talented players, but this is an actual, like, Colin Sexton's a legitimate scorer, a legitimate 6 man. Trey Mann's healthy now. Like, that is a good backup backcourt. That's a really good backup backcourt. And that's the guys that, like, hey, if LaMelo does play 65 games and misses a couple weeks, we're going to be okay, I think.
I did too. And Brandon Miller's actually going to be healthy this season. And once the Brandon Miller injury went down, that's when the white towel was waved for this Hornets team going forward. Yep. And so then I feel like you can't really take take too much stock outside of the health bet with that 19 wins of last season. If LaMelo plays, like you said, 60 games, this is a Lockeroni salad, Locktober Central. Take it right now. I'm just so excited to see Con Knipple in this team. Also, I didn't even mention with the catch and shoot guys, Liam McNeely. Like, they have so many guys that are interchangeable that can just sit in the corner and bang threes. They've needed that for so many years, and they've never had that.
They even got Pat Connaughton, who I don't think will play too much, but he made the final roster over Dinwiddie. I think that's another guy you can put in the corner in a close game and be like, hey, hit 35% from the corner if we need you to, and he'll do it. So,
inside the show for a minute, I was at some events or whatever over the last couple of weeks, and there was someone that was with the Hornets in the Hornets organization that was there with me and whatnot, and they just kept saying over and over how the Hornets they have high IQ guys in the building.
Oh no! Good luck, it's Pat Connaughton. Proven championship guys, yeah.
Yeah, proven championship guys, high IQ guys. Sion James, I think, is another great example of a guy in the backcourt where you need 8 to 10 minutes of he's going to go hound their best guard on their team. He can do that. That dude is built, and he can make life hell for the other team's best guard for a minute. Now, do I expect him to score at all? No, but just having those little pieces and just good culture fits and not having just stinking knuckleheads in the building, as many knuckleheads, having that balance, I think it's great. And I do believe in Charles Lee being a good coach too.
I do. I like Charles Lee, and I really want him to succeed. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's done a lot of good things thus far in Charlotte. And you touched on the center position. I don't necessarily know if any of these three guys are as talented as Mark Williams could be, but like you said, they're going to play. And I think the Hornets have a lot of flexibility at the position. If you got a guy like, for example, you're playing like a Vucevic or somebody that's going to really stretch the floor, a Towns, a Porzingis, then put Diabate on him. He can run up and down. He can switch on ball screens. He can be out on the perimeter. If you've got a guy like, a Jonas Valanciunas or somebody that's not going to be moving a lot, then you can play Kalkbrenner. You can get him down on the post, and maybe you don't have to be on the outside all the time. We're not going to see the same center rotation for 82 games, but I do think we have flexibility at that position this year.
And if you want to get a poster dunk on you, you could put Mason Plumlee in.
That's right, exactly. So we've got flexibility everywhere. But you got to think Grant Williams is coming back at some point. Josh Green's out for the first little while, but that's another piece that's coming back that was actually pretty good in spurts over the last year or two. It's just guys that I actually trust on this Hornets bench that, hey, they've actually got some veteran leadership and veteran depth. I know that's an overused term, but they do. And then the starting five, if they can just stay healthy for the majority of the year and play together, I think when this team plays together, they actually have a lot of chemistry and they actually care. And a guy like Colin Sexton, it cannot be overstated, the intensity that somebody like that brings. He's so unapologetically himself, especially on the defensive end. He'll clap in your face. He'll slap the floor. He's not scared of being embarrassed. He's not going to do the LaMelo ball let me wrap around and lazy and reach. He is going to take it upon himself to guard the other team's best guard. And that energy, it sounds lame. It sounds cheesy and stupid. It's truly infectious. I think a lot of that is going to rub off on the young guys. I love the Colin Sexton edition. They got him for a bag of chips. I think that was a great call.
Worst case scenario, you trade him again, and you're going to get probably more than what you paid for him. And also, you got Nurkic off the team. That's a win. That was a dead
double
wood
win
on the team. So it looks like the starting lineup's going to be LaMelo, Knipple, Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, Kalkbrenner.
I think Diabate starts.
So that was just the preseason?
I don't think Kalkbrenner is going to start day one. I really don't. I don't think he can switch well enough on defense. He looks like he's running in concrete sometimes.
And I think that's fair, and that's also why he was drafted. So we didn't even mention Salon.
I think Tijon Salon's he won't play a ton this year, but if he can just get a little bit of confidence, give us 10 minutes a game until Josh Green or Grant Williams comes back. I don't think he's in the rotation once Grant Williams comes back.
He should be playing every single game on the Swarm and getting the ball in his hands and chucking up shots.
But that's the good thing. Is we don't have to trust Tijon Salon to play 25 minutes a game.
At least
that's a luxury. Yeah, knock on wood. It's just stay healthy. If they go 25 and whatever and they're all healthy, then I'll eat my words and we can blow it all up. But I just really think if they have some semblance of consistency in that lineup, they'll be fine. You think Khan starts day one? I guess so.
I think he does. I think 4th overall pick. I don't think you do that if you don't think he's going to start immediately. And I think he's looked really good so far in the preseason so far. He's just going to be so efficient with this team and just make life so much easier on all these guys who want to be more ball dominant.
And you saw it at Duke when you watched, obviously, a lot of Duke. I watched a lot of Duke last year. He was just good at Duke. He wasn't the best player on that college team. Cooper Flagg was, but he was a connector.
But also, even when Cooper Flagg goes out in the ACC tournament last season, Knipple fits right in and all of a sudden becomes the guy on that team and has no problem doing it. He can run a pick and roll when needed to. He can put the ball on the floor and drive it to the basket. He's crafty. He's smart. Gym rat.
Lunch pail guy. That's part of the argument, though. I do wonder. I think he will start, but maybe that is part of the argument for him being on the second unit. Maybe you start Colin Sexton. I don't know. I think you're right. A top 4 pick, you probably just put him in the lineup and say, "Here's our best 5 guys." But we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Over.
Oh, 28 wins? Give me a break. That's like taking candy from a baby, as I've said the last 4 years and lost money on the Hornets.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Play the clip from last year. I bet you can find a 30-second clip from last year, and it is damn near verbatim what we've said this year.
I think the Hornets go, man, this could really backfire. 39-43.
Wow. 39-43, so that gets them in the play-in.
Yeah.
They're plus 750 to win 40 games. I think you're right. I think I'm going to go more towards 36 wins, maybe what would that be? 36 and 42? What is that? What's that math?
these teams that just randomly you just have this weird little hype train and kind of think, don't you feel like that could happen with this Hornets team this year where they become the actual TikTok team where people all of a sudden are like, I love the Hornets. They're so cool. And they have some weird, it's not like the beam, but there's some weird Hornets thing. Maybe everyone makes fun of the whole 6'7" meme with LaMelo Ball or whatever. Maybe that's just a sign that things are there. That's going to be a thing that becomes a part of the season and it becomes their light the beam or some bullcrap like that.
Can I be honest? I hate that. And this might be selfish and this might be mean, but I don't want that to happen. We've suffered through all these years of Hornets fandom. We need to be the ones to reap the rewards. We don't need everybody jumping on the ship at the exact right time and, the Hornets are finally good, so everybody's going to be a fan. No. And that might be selfish of me. We deserve better. We deserve to reap the rewards before anybody else. The general public can F off. That's why, selfishly, I'm like, everybody loves Eric Collins now. We've been on this for years.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting, too, because, you've known me for most of my life. Ever since you've known me, diehard Liverpool fan. No matter, Liverpool fan since day one. And then all of a sudden they get good. Everyone just assumes I was a bandwagon Liverpool fan. It's like, I've been sitting here since 2008, 2009 watching these stupid Liverpool games. This team sucked. They were awful. I didn't get to see a good team until one little blip for a year, and then that was it up until Jurgen Klopp came in. And then everyone just assumes you're a bandwagon fan after that.
Yep.
Now, we're probably 3 years away from anything like that happening with the Hornets. But even if the Hornets are a fun team that gets to a 500-ish record in a weak Eastern Conference.
Yeah. I do think you're right. They have a chance to be that because you even saw the preseason highlights being posted. There was a lot of, lobs and LaMelo went through somebody's legs and all of this.
That was sick.
It was sick. And if they're healthy, I think we'll see a lot of that this year. And they're going to be a fun... we're going to watch every game because we're sickos, but I think a lot of people are going to be tuning into more random Hornets games. Hey, this is actually entertaining.
I'll be there opening night next week.
Will you? Lucky.
Yeah, I will. I'm actually, ironically, I'm there for the Nets. Technically, I'm doing a story on Yegor Demon, so I'm interviewing him after the game for his debut. But I'm so excited to see the Hornets play.
That'd be a lot of fun. Hornets Nets. They better win that.
Yeah, that might just be is that a loser leaves town game?
Hornets are only -4.5 at home against the Nets.
I think it might be a loser leaves
-4.5.
town game. It's going to be hilarious because I'm going to text you as I'm driving into the arena being like, all right, what's the play tonight?
Well, you know what it's going to be. It's going to be Cam Thomas and Michael Porter Jr. 30 points each because that's happening.
It's going to be Con 4 threes parlayed with LaMelo 10 assists and Diabate
Claxton 14 boards, Diabate 14 boards. There's my lotto for night one. Book it right now.
Yeah, whatever the number is on missed threes, give it to me.
That was good. Good Hornets minute. I'm excited, and I know we say this every year, but it does feel different. There's actually a little glimmer in my eye of hey, wait, this team's actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, I'm really last year. I'll be honest. Last year, I wasn't that excited to watch the Hornets. I was like, okay, hopefully it's better. Kind of thing. I'm actually genuinely excited to see what we got starting next week on Wednesday.
I'm with you.
That's it for Hornets Minute. That's it for the show today. Make sure to subscribe. NBA will be off and on. It'll be a lot later until we dive more into NBA. We'll do a check-in later on once football starts to die down. Make sure to tune into the football shows. You know the drill. Subscribe at KarterKast on everything, at Connor_Spear, at CarterB8. Download SeatGeek. Use code KarterKast, $20 off your first purchase, $50 minimum purchase required. You're going to a NBA game soon. College basketball is around the corner. College football. All these sports are going on. Create an account. Use code KarterKast at SeatGeek for $20 off your first purchase. That's it from us today. We'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.